here's what we're going to do. I'm going to try writing vlog a little bit different. I was a little inspired by watching some other authors and watching their writing vlogs, and I've seen a bunch where people like film themselves writing, and I've done those before where it's like cut scene, and then like fast forwarding, and I film myself writing for an hour, but I don't want to film myself writing for an hour just for like from one angle. You gotta get the side angle, you gotta get the other side angle, you gotta get from behind. To be honest, I think I've done one, maybe two videos like that ever, because it makes the whole writing, editing process take like 400 years longer, and I already am working on borrowed time. So, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna try it where I just hop in and say hi. Today is October 9th. Here's what we're working on today. And then I'll show you what time it is. 16:33. That's 4:33 for you kids that didn't grow up with either doctors or nurses as moms or as kids in the military, which is what I did. And yeah, we're a little crooked because my tripod's a little crooked. Even though I like tried fixing it, we were worse. We were worse. So we're gonna call it a win. Should I be making dinner? Yes. Is it already in the crock pot, so we're calling it good? Also, yes. I'm going to show... it's okay. We're okay. So we have book 3. This one has my name on it. This one has my name on it. It's got all of the notes. So I had 5 other books. I sent a physical copy to each one of my beta readers. I mailed it to them all over the United States, and they mailed them all back. So now this officially has everybody's comments and notes and whatever in it. I have finished 1 chapter. I have 30 chapters left to go, and I have a lot. Like, can you see all the notes and the things? Anyway, I got a lot to do. So my goal right now is I'm going to set a timer for 30 minutes, so at 5 o'clock, I'm just going to call it, whatever I've got done, I've got done. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, to at least get through chapter 2, because, like I said, it's October 9th today. I don't work at all on Sundays, and my entire book is due to my editor by November 1st. So I thought, let's just do a video where I just plug in and you can watch and see how long it takes me to get book 3 done. So wish me luck. See, Donica, it's a lot darker in there. Yeah, that's because it is let's go. Come on, you can do it, don't die. There it is, 1816. So my half an hour turned into an hour and 45 minutes, but this is what I've been doing. This is how I've been keeping track. So these are, I read it, and now I'm going through and I'm editing, meaning it's like the whole thing has been, I highlight things as I'm like mark them off. So I can grab my kid's Simba pencil. Chapter 2 is in the book. Meaning it is all edited in my main document on Dabble, which is the program I use, and it has been copied and pasted and formatted in the Google Doc that I will be sending my editor. So that's the wrap for today. Part of the reason I think it took so long was because there's a part, I won't spoil nothing, but there's a part where I make reference to a mermaid dress, and one of my people, actually I think I may have gotten the comment from more than one person, but one of the ladies, at least one, said, I need you to describe this for me because my imagination's not doing a good enough job. I need you, like, give me something, or like insert some kind of drawing or something. I'm like, well, I don't know if I could do a drawing. Like, in my brain, I know how that would work mechanically, like how to like create a drawing and then put it into the book, but can I physically create the drawing, or do I have to hire that out? And I'm like, I'm just going to use words on account of that's what I'm pretty decent at. So half of it was me sitting here going, okay, how are you going to design a dress for mermaids that is something that is like still makes sense for the fact that they're mermaids and she's royal, and so this is supposed to be like super fancy, but also like is unlike anything that you've seen on land, because it just wouldn't work on land, but then it works for mermaids, but it's still recognizable as a dress, but still feels like, oh my gosh, I don't even know how to begin describing it, but then I also got to describe it. So anyway, that's how today went. It is October 10th, 2025. Let's see if it will show you. 2020, 22, 20. Not 2022. It's 2220. So it's 10:20. My kids are still not asleep. Those cheeky guys. My husband's out of town tonight, so I was like, oh, perfect. Here's what we'll do. So we homeschool. And I was like, here's what we're gonna do, kids. We're just gonna do one lesson. Our house is trashed. Here's what we're gonna do. We're only gonna do one lesson, then we're gonna have lunch, and then we're gonna clean the house. And my thought was, it's Friday night. I always do pizza for Friday night for the kids, and give them their pizza. They can watch their movie, because it's the only time we let our kids watch TV and eat, is when it's pizza night. And so it's like, okay, you guys can watch a movie. I think they watched Phineas and Ferb tonight. And then we're going to bed. Everybody will be in bed by 8 o'clock. It will be great. I will get to sit down, get some writing done. I'm going to get so much done tonight. You'd think after being a mom for almost 11 years that I would have, like, known to laugh at that plan. I would have known. I should have known. I should have known the folly of that plan. Because here we are at almost 10:30. I'm still drinking my greens that I poured for myself at noon. And I'm literally just now sitting down to start working on book 3. Because as I was saying goodnight, my youngest smelled suspicious. He's at the point in the potty training journey where he will make it to the toilet for poop. He pees in the toilet 99% of the time. Bedtime, we're still wearing a pull-up. Poop is a little hit and miss. Sometimes he sits down and like he takes it upon himself to go do it. Other times he's like, I'm busy, I'm doing stuff, and he just poops his pull-up, which not my favorite. So anytime he has any kind of suspicious smell around him, I'm like, did you poop? And he says no. And then I check his pull-up, and he hadn't. So I'm like, well, let's go sit on the potty. And he's like, okay, but I want a TWED, which is what we call our tablet, the time-wasting electronic device, TWED. And anyway, I don't know why I'm telling you all this, but the point is, he sat on the toilet for like an hour. And I would call him every now and then, are you done? No, I'm still pooping. Okay. He did poop though, so like we're calling it a win. And then my other son was like, Mom, can I use you? We have 2 bathrooms. We have an upstairs bathroom, which is the one the kids predominantly use, and we have the downstairs bathroom, which is the one the mom and dad predominantly use. Because I don't like people peeing all over my toilet. And my little boys, bless their hearts, it's a work in progress. Anyway, so he's like, Mom, Scotty's on the toilet. Can I use yours downstairs? Yeah, that's fine. Do you need a poop? Yeah, I need a poop. Okay, call me and I'll come and wipe your bum. So then he calls to go and wipe his bum. And anyway, so here we are. It's 10:30. I was hoping to have much done by this point. It's actually 22:23. So here's the plan. I'm going to set part of me says set a timer and just work for 30 minutes and then call it. And part of me is like, just get through chapter 3. Like, it's not that long of a chapter. I could probably get through chapter 3 and 4 tonight. Like, chapter 3 is like that long. What is that? 35 through 42. That's not even 10 pages. I could definitely get through that tonight. The biggest thing is how many spots am I telling myself, edit this, edit that? Like, how much of it is add more description, which is what I wrote here, and how much of it is like random stuff like adding the word be or commas, or I need to italicize that or whatever. Anyway, we're gonna get started and we're just gonna get through what we can get through. Part of me says aim for all of chapter 3 because holy cow, time is passing fast and I need to get this freaking done. And part of me says just do 30 minutes and then you can go to bed. And part of me is like, do 30 minutes and then stay up and watch a movie. You haven't had 4 seconds to yourself all day. And I won't have 4 seconds to myself all day tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'll update you with whatever happens. So you'll know before I will, because you'll watch this. And 4 seconds later, you'll know what's going on. And I still gotta live through it. Okay. Well, what's link? 23:14. So almost 11:15. I got through chapter 3. I got through most of chapter 4. I have a couple more pages left, and literally the thing that stopped me from just like, let's just finish chapter 4. My computer is at 3%. And it was like, I'm gonna die any second, please plug me in, please. So I was like, fine. So I decided to call it. But we did get one chapter done. I also, chapter 4 took a little longer because I decided to change one of the characters, not one of the main characters obviously because this is book 3, but one of the new characters. I had him be one type of fire critter, and I'm changing him to be a different type of fire critter. But I thought would like fit the vibe a little bit better. So I still have some of that to do, and then I also had, what is it? Several of the things here will be super easy to fix, and then I've got a couple of like random things that are circled that just says awkward rewrite, which means I'll have to sit there like think about it. So my goal for tomorrow, fingers crossed, my goal for tomorrow is finish chapter 4 and we'll say also chapter and start and finish chapter 5 as well. Because some of these chapters are not that long, and then other ones are like real chunky, and so kind of have a variety. I did add about 60, almost 70 words, 68 words. Added 68 words to chapter 3, and I don't remember what it was. At one point I looked and it was like -9, and then I looked again and it said I had added 1 word, and then it said I added like 20 words. So that's the thing about editing. It's hard to do, like, it's easy to keep track of like word count when you are drafting because you're going from none words to words, right? But when you're editing, you're going from I have words and I deleted a bunch, but then I rewrote a bunch, and so the word count could be 0. It could say 0, and you're like, what do you mean 0? Like, I've been sitting here for an hour, my butt is sore. What do you mean 0? And you have to just, like, keep in your mind, the editing is not about word counts, because if you try to edit with word counts in your brain, forget about it. Forget about it. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, so, still a ton of work to do, but that's what we've done so far. But we're making progress. Slowly but surely. We at least have one more chapter. You can't even see it right there. One more chapter ticked off. Only a bajillion more to go. 28 chapters to go. I'm gonna go to bed. Hopefully, I will see you tomorrow and be recording some more progress. Hopefully at some point you'll see a little doodad that says October 11th, and it will say, and then it'll be me being like, oh, I'm going to sit down and write. And then it'll be another video of me saying, I was able to get through 3 chapters today. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? I'll keep my fingers crossed. Good morning. It is, oh, I just realized I've been filming all of this without my microphone. So you probably can't hear a whole lot of it, so I'm sorry. It is what it is. We're going to go with it. Because it's already 7:40 in the morning. It's October 11th. This morning I woke up at like 6:20, and I was like awake. I was like, okay, it's too early. It's still dark outside. I want to go back to bed. And I was like, no. Here's what we're going to do. So I got up, I read my scriptures, I put some clothes on, I got the chickens out, I made myself a little bit of perk. I did a half and half, so it's like half caffeinated and half not. Because even though I'm not feeling super tired right now, I know I'm going to get hit with it later. My computer charged all night, so it's got loads of charge. It better have loads of charge. I'm going to be mad if it doesn't because it charged all night. Let's see, let's find out. The moment of truth. We have 100% battery, and I put it in there with 3%, so we got 97% battery overnight. So I'm just going to turn on my Wi-Fi on here, because I have learned if I leave, I mean, I guess it was plugged in, it wouldn't make a difference, but if I leave my Wi-Fi on my computer, it sucks up the battery faster, even if the computer is like closed. Anyway, I'm gonna get to work. I was halfway through chapter 4 when we finished last night. Ish. I have like 3 pages left. So like that of chapter 4 left to do. So we're gonna do that, and we're just gonna plow forward. I'll let you know what time it is when I finish. It's 7:42 right now. Okay. Here are my kids. Everybody's awake. It is 9:38. I finished chapter 4. I only finished chapter 4. I didn't get any further. But I'm okay with that because, let's see if I can show this to you. Hold on. I gotta flip my thingy around so you can see if I can show it. We're gonna go on a little adventure. I'm gonna try and do this. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Maybe I can show you without showing you. Maybe not. Nope, it's not really showing you. Okay, that's okay. It's fine. We're fine with it. It's okay. Alright, hold on. Well, that was an adventure. Note to self, that doesn't work. I added 860 words. Admittedly, I took some out, but I also added a bunch. I added a whole scene where there's like a Hall of Royals, and so Nellie is at the mermaid school, and she is going to her very first princess lesson, and her like mermaid servant is like showing her where to go and guides her down this hall of. One of the notes I got from one of my readers was, "Give me more mermaid stuff. Like, describe more mermaid things." And I was like, okay. And so that was one of my notes. Like, it literally was like, this is why editing sometimes goes like this, and sometimes it takes like 2 hours to write 3 pages, because my note here, I don't know if you can see it, right here, basically says, describe where they are swimming, what is Nellie seeing? And it turned into this whole extra scene where Nellie is shown the Hall of Royals, which is like, I don't know if you've ever seen Horton Hears a Who, but there's a part where the mayor of Whoville is showing JoJo, they're walking down the Hall of Mayors, and it's like all the mayors of Whoville ever, because it's a familial thing, right? And it's all these portraits. It's like that kind of thing, but less silly vibes and more like we're fancy and we're royal. And she gets to see the picture of the portrait, the family portrait that has her mother in it. So it's a cool scene that did not exist prior to today. Like, it didn't even occur to me to put something like that in. And it was all spurned because one of my beta readers was like, could you give us a little more mermaid? So I hope I delivered. You'll have to let me know when you read it. Anyway, so it is 9:40. So yeah, it's been about 2 hours of me sitting here. I drank all my perk. My kids are all up. I'm so glad I got the chickens out earlier, because that means I have to go do it right now. So I'm really, really hoping I'll have another little bit. Maybe I won't film it. Maybe I'll just do it. Another like little bit to get chapter 5 edited. But chapter 5, where's chapter 6? That's chapter 8. Okay, we've got a lot. I'm like, I should have found the end of chapter 5 by now. I think that's chapter 7 right there. So where's chapter? There's chapter. Yeah, so chapter 5, again, not super long, but sometimes with editing, it's just adding in the word or capitalizing an I that I somehow didn't, or adding in, whatever. And sometimes it says describe this, and then I spend 2 hours and 800 words later, we have a whole new scene. I actually need to email my editor today. Let's see, 53 through 60, so like 7 pages? That could totally get done today, so keep your fingers crossed for me. Let's see, my current word count on this book is 104,682 words, which actually isn't too bad. My word counts tend to be up there. I'm chatty. I don't know if you've noticed. So book 1 is, so A Change of Tide is 124,000 words with some change. Book 2 is a little chunkier, and Obscured Glass is at 140,000 words and change. So we still have like 20,000 words that we could work with. So I need to I was gonna email my editor and just be like, hey, we're still good, right? I'm editing. I'm hoping to have it to you as via Google Doc. This is where the word count is right now. I'll give you the final word count as soon as I know what it actually is, because that's the nature of editing. Is it does this. I'll add 800 words today, and then maybe tomorrow I take out 800 words, and so who even knows? Who even knows? I'll tell you who doesn't know. Me. I have no idea. Anyway, so we'll see what happens. this is not my usual camera. This is my like phone camera. But my usual camera is downstairs, and I don't have the time to go downstairs and grab it. Yes, you can hear my kid. I think he's hanging on his clothes line thing. And you can hear Jim Dale yelling Harry Potter at all of us. It's great. But this is what I'm doing right now. So I have a world map that is blank, and then I have a sketched out version of the world map with a couple of things in there so you can see. In my book there are 10 tribes of mermaids, and so I'm splitting them up into like territories and stuff. But so I did this in pen, and I want to readjust some things and make it look a little more like less like straight lines and more like territory type stuff. And so that's why we have the new one. So I'm going to set a timer on my phone. It is, can you see? No, of course not. It's 5 after noon, so it's 12:05. I'm going to set a timer for 40 minutes to try and just get as much stuff done as I can. I need to get this map done because we've hit chapter 6 in book 3, and this is where I make reference to some of these things. And for the last, like, since I wrote the book, it has just said name, like in big bold letters, like, hey, you need to make this something. And now I'm about to be passing it on to my editor, so it needs to have an actual name and can't just be name. I'm going to try and get that sorted, and then I'm going to try and get as much of chapter 6 done as I possibly can. I did not tell you, oh, what's today? I don't even know. It's the October 14th. It's October 14th. I was able to finish chapter 5 the other day, and I started chapter 6 last night. I literally did like 2 pages. I did not do very much. Oh, can we turn that down like a lot? Anyway, so wish me luck. Alrighty. Hi. It is October 15th. I don't remember the last time we talked. I think yesterday on my phone. It is 12:15, and Wednesdays we don't do school, so I've got kids playing in their rooms. I've got one downstairs building Lego and listening to Harry Potter on audiobook, and I'm sitting down to write for basically as long as I can until somebody says, what are we having for lunch? Fun fact, I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get there. But I'm going to just try and get as much done as I can. I finished chapter 6 last night. So we're getting started on chapter 7. And 15th. So I have like 15-ish days left in October. Less than that because we've got at least one more Sunday, but I want to say at least 2 more Sundays. Yeah, 2 more Sundays in there. So 16 days, 14 days. I have 2 weeks. A little over 2 weeks actually, because I have, well, let's see, 1, 2, yeah, I have 2 weeks, because if you take out those 2 days, I have 2 weeks to get the rest of these chapters done. I'm hoping that the rest of the book will go a little bit smoother. There are, chapter 6 was the part where I was like, I knew for sure I was adding a brand new scene, and so I knew that was going to take a while, and it did. I think it took me 2 days to get through chapter 6, but I also added, maybe it just took me all day yesterday, I can't remember, but it did I did add like 1,000 words to that chapter. So, we're feeling okay about it. Sorry. My book was underneath the tripod. So, I'm gonna get out my highlighter and my thing. I do have like notes of things I need to change. Like I need to add a scene where Henry explains the 10 kingdoms. Where am I going to do that? I don't know. Maybe that'll be something that I do. I'll try and let's just get through what I have so far, and then I'll be like, oh hey, I could add it here. Maybe. We'll see. I feel like there's some big rewrite somewhere that I'm supposed to do, and I can't remember where it is, and it's going to sneak up on me, and I'm a little worried about it. But we're just going to get through as much as we can. My goal is just to get the whole thing done. Hypothetically, if I'm not able to do that, I want to get through enough that I can like send my person, my editor, at least the first half of the book and be like, I promise the second half is coming, but I wanted to give you this so you can get started. And like, I'm hoping I'll have more than just half. Like, we're at chapter 7 right now. So chapter 7 is not super long, so I should be able to get through that. Plus I'll also we have gymnastics tonight, which gives me a solid 45 minutes of being able to just sit and work most of the time. I just need to make sure that my little computer is plugged in, because I guess I have two computers. I have a little Chromebook, and then I have the big one that has no stickers on it yet, because I haven't gotten there in my life. But I needed a bigger computer, partially. Actually, the majority of the reason I needed this computer was my other computer, my house computer, like we have like a desktop, and my Chromebook, neither one will run Photoshop, and I needed Photoshop for designing covers. So I needed a new computer, and I thought, well, let's do a laptop, that way I can take it with me. This is strictly for work. Like, I don't use it for anything else. Once in a blue moon, I'll pop it open and we'll watch like a YouTube video on it with the kids. But most of the time, 99% of the time, it's work. So, that's what we're going to do. Hop down, get into it, hope for the best, wish me luck. Quick update. It is 14:29. It's almost 2:30. I got a chapter done. One. One chapter. So I got chapter 7 finished. I forgot that there was a couple of scenes in there where I was like, describe more. So I had to sit there like, alright, what do I want to say? I'm pulling it up real quick. I added 209 words, so not a ton, but something. So we're good. We're good, and it's done. So we're gonna call it good, and move on to chapter 8. But first, I have to make. I did also like have to stop and wipe some bums and that sort of thing. So we have gymnastics that we have to leave here for at 4:15. So I'm going to throw something together for lunch really quick for the kids and for myself, and then get back to it and just work until it's time to go to gymnastics. And I'm going to take everything with me and go work at gymnastics too. So I'm on chapter 8. Chapter 8 is not super long. It's about 11 pages, so it's a little longer. My goal is to get, ideally, in an ideal world, I'd get chapter like 8 through 10 done today. right? Like in addition to chapter 7. But if I can at least finish chapters 7 and 8, we're going to call that good. So, I'm going to go make lunch. So, this is going to be a super quick update. It's 22/17. It is October 15th. I got through several chapters. We did chapter 7, chapter 8, chapter 9, and chapter 10 today. So, we got through a bunch. I'm hoping to get through a bunch more. We'll see. But there were some things I deleted, there were scenes I added, there were scenes I flushed out. But it's bedtime, and I have a little boy who's really sad because he has a very stuffy nose and he can't quite kick it. So I'm going to try some stuff, see if it'll help him sleep. But anyway, good day. It is October 17th. I think it's been a minute since we chatted. I have gotten to I finished chapter 11 last night. It was a really quick one, which was good. I'm kind of thinking we'll play hooky from school today because I want to get a couple more chapters done. It is 11:13 right now. So I'm thinking if I work for about an hour, that will get me to about 12:15. Then I can make lunch for the kids, and I think we will do science today. So I think what we'll do is I'll read history while they're eating lunch, and then we'll go downstairs and we're gonna watch a Halloween movie, and we're gonna build structures with. I have these the little marshmallow pumpkins that it's like the candy corn ones, but they're pumpkins. Anyway, there's a gummy version of those that are way superior to the little. They're not actual marshmallows. They call them mallows, but I don't know. Anyway, it's basically like candy corns, but they're pumpkins. There are these gummy ones. Nothing's healthy about this, but they taste better. But you can stick toothpicks into them and create little structures. So I'm just gonna hand them to kids, give each kid, a handful of toothpicks and a handful of these pumpkin things and a paper plate, and just let them go to town and build something. And then we'll take a picture with each kid with their creation. And we'll watch. I kind of really want to watch Wallace and Gromit and The Curse of the Were-Rabbit. That was my oldest daughter's favorite movie when she was 3 and 4 years old. And now that she's almost 11, she's like, I really like that movie. I'm like, what? This is a classic. So we'll see. Maybe we'll watch something else, but I kind of want to watch that. So maybe we'll just watch Room on the Broom and Curious George's Boo Fest, because those have a special place in my heart too, because she also loves those. She's probably outgrown them though. They're kind of for really preschoolers, but we still have a preschooler in our house, so it's okay. Anyway, I'm gonna get to work, and we'll see how far I get. I will update you when I'm done before I make lunch. Okay. It's been well over an hour. It is 12:48. I have not successfully finished a chapter. I have added about 270 words, but we've got a coup on our hands. So I still have about 4-ish pages to edit of chapter 12 of chapter 12. But as you can hear, I gotta go make lunch because we need to do that. Okay, it is 14:49. Took way longer than I thought. Definitely gave the kids lunch in there, and ate some food myself, and then sat down to write. I'm feeling good about it. Part of me says, just keep going. And part of me's like, no, you told the kids that when you're done, plus the next chapter's chunky. Not necessarily in terms of like, it's about 16-ish pages, so it's like it's a little bit chunky just lengthwise, but I'm already seeing like there's a ton of marks in here. So the next chapter is going to need a little bit more love. So probably we're gonna call it for now. Actually, I might be able to just take it downstairs. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't decided what we're gonna do. But we are gonna go watch a movie because I told the kids that we would. And then we're going to do science. And we'll just try to get what I can get done. I might take my computer downstairs while we're watching the movie and just kind of like try to edit while they're doing that science thing and watching the movie. If I do, I'll update you and let you know how much I got done, if anything. If not, all of a sudden this will just jump to the next day and you'll be like, well, I guess you didn't work on anything. So, you'll know before I do. Okay. We're going to do a really, really fast update because it's like 11:30 and I'm getting ready to go to bed, but I just wanted to update really fast and say I was able to get a little bit of work in while the kids were building pumpkin structures and watching a Halloween movie, and I got chapter 13 done. I started chapter 14. My brain is too tired. I spent like 20 minutes trying to rewrite a sentence, and I spelled closed, like he closed the door, CLOTHESED, and I was like, closed. That is incorrect. I was like, closed. Time to go to bed. It is October 18th. I don't know. I think that's right. It's whatever Saturday is. I'm getting ready to go to a girls' day. It's one of those like we're gonna watch movies and just do whatever craft we've been meaning to do for forever. And one of the crafts I'm taking is my craft, aka my book. So I'm gonna see if I can get at least one chapter done. I have other projects that I want to work on too. Like I knit sweaters for my kids every single Christmas, and usually by this point I'm like almost halfway done, and I'm not even close. I don't even have one sweater 100% done. So I'm bringing that. So we're gonna take this and that, and I'll update you because I don't want to be filming while I'm hanging out with my sister-in-laws and mother-in-law and grandmother-in-law, all the in-laws, because that's lame. Okay, so I'll let you know how it goes. Maybe. Hopefully I remember. Okay. Let's do the light on. Oh, I pushed the wrong button. There we go. Alright, super quick update. It is 9 o'clock. Can sort of see it. I took my computer. I did not just get home. I got home several hours ago, but got home and it was time to get kids to bed and stuff, so everybody's finally in bed. I want to do a quick update. I got chapters 14 and 15 done. There is, though, a scene in, I think it's the end of chapter 15, where Emma has a vision. And I remember writing it and thinking, oh, this is going to be so good for like when people read the whole series and then reread it, and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, this clue was here the whole time. But I can't remember what scene I'm alluding to.
Like, I can't remember who it is in the scene that is being alluded to, like, for later. So that hung me up for a while, but we got it figured out. I still don't actually remember, but I figured out. I was like, whatever, I'll figure it out later, basically. And got it sorted. So, we're done. Well, we're not done, but we're almost done. We're almost halfway through. So I think I might take my computer downstairs and see if I can get at least started on chapter 16 and get a little bit more work done before I take like a full-on break tomorrow, because I don't work on Sundays and I'm very much looking forward to that. 45 seconds while I don't have kids. And we're crooked is probably fine. Today is Tuesday, the 21st. I did not check in yesterday. However, I did get 3 chapters edited last night. So chapters 17, 18, and 19. My goal for today is chapter 20. We're keeping the goal really low because we've got school, we've got a field trip, and I need to go over to the DI and pick up a shelf that I just bought, but I couldn't fit in the back of my van with all the kids in it. So all that's going to happen today before I even open the book file. So, fingers crossed that we're able to just at least get through chapter 20 tonight. And I'm buying the bookshelf for a purpose. It's not really a bookshelf. It's just like a shelf. I don't know. I'll show you. But I have a plan for next year. I'm really excited about it, and I've already started prepping for it. So maybe I'll do a video all about that as well, prepping for that and trying to figure out how that's going to look. And anyway, it should be fun. But I'll update you possibly tonight, more likely tomorrow at some point, and my 45 seconds is up. Okay. Can you see me now? Yes, you can. Okay. It is Friday, the October 24th. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I jumped in. I don't even remember the last time I jumped in here, but see that? We're done. We're done. We're done. I literally just finished like 20 minutes ago, and sent an email to my editor just saying, hey, here's the final word count. We're at 110,000 words. It's 110,435, 62, not even close. But so about 110,500 words. That's where we're sitting at. Which I'm pleased, because she was looking a little what's the word? Slim. When I sat down to write the book, like when I was holding this book compared to the other 2 books, and I was like, oh, actually here, I have a copy of Change of Tide right here. Like you can see visually just how book 3, like, I mean, like, and then, I mean, that's, you know, so, I'm glad, because here's the thing about writing a series, and I feel like we see this mistake in movies. Like, I feel like Pirates of the Caribbean is a really good example of this. It's tricky to write a series. Like, standalones are easy, I feel like. Maybe that's wrong, because I've never written a standalone. I only know how to write a series. But the idea being that you start the story, you finish the story all in one book, right? But series can be tricky because you have like an overarching story, right? But then each book has to be its own story also, and you don't want to write a book that feels like it's just filler
that's setting up stuff that's going to happen in the next one. I feel like you see that in Pirates, right? The Pirates 1 is really great. Pirates 3 is pretty good. Pirates 2 is like, is it Pirates 2? Yeah. Pirates 2 is just kind of there. Like, you need it in order for Pirates 3 to make sense, but like, on its own as a movie, it's kind of meh, right? Anyway. So I was a little worried that it was going to be that, but I feel like, especially after rereading it and editing, and I added a whole bunch, like I added thousands of words. Let me pull up my computer real quick, just so we can see visually. I'm not going to show you because it won't show you anyway, because it's rude. But, where's my doodad? ¿Dónde está my doodad? Where is my doodad? Oh, there it goes. Okay, so like today I added 287 words. Yesterday I added almost 2,000 words. On the 22nd I added 590 words, and 74, 47, none, 314 words, 569 words, 14 words, 716 words, over 1,000 words, 100 words, none words, 900 words, about 150-ish words, 600 words, right? So there are like these days where I add like big chunks, and that's as much as I can see. But there are these days where I added like big chunks of words, and then like other days where like I just went through the chapter, and like the chapter felt pretty solid, and there will be, I know that this will happen because this has happened the last 2 times I've written a book and published it. There will be things that as I'm going through, so what I'll do is I'll send this off, you know, I've created a formatted Google Doc, I'll send it off to my editor November 1st, she'll get it back to me January 1st, and then as I'm going through and doing edits in January, there will be things that will like pop into my head, or like scenes that I'm like, oh shoot, we gotta add this, right? And these like last minute scenes, like the opening scene in A Change of Tide literally got put there right before I published. Like that scene was a reference. It was a sentence in Nellie's journal entry for literally years, and then 3 months before I'm getting ready to publish the book, I'm like, I should just write this scene. So the sentence became a whole scene and became the opening sequence of the book. Anyway, all this to say, this has been an adventure. It's been an exciting adventure. A little stressful. I've definitely gotten a couple more gray hairs over this, trying to like do school and like do homeschool stuff, and then also we live in an ingredients house because I'm like, that makes us healthy, but that also means I have to like, cook everything all the time, and that's stressful. And then also like my house is a disaster. Like I'm not even joking. Let me. We're just gonna, because people always ask me, Donica, how do you do it all? And the answer is I don't. Okay, we've got chaos and destruction, literally everywhere. Look, I'm not hiding nothing. Okay. You're like, oh, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. No, we're walking through my house right now. Okay, those are pumpkins that we just went to the farm the other day with the kids. Is there random crap? Woo! Sorry. Is there random crap? Of course there's random crap. You want to see my kitchen? Like, chaos, craziness, chaos, literal, like, a thing of potatoes. Like, it's just chaos. You want to see the laundry room? I'll show you the laundry room. I have nothing to hide. Look at this. Okay? I don't do it all. And people who are like, oh, you can do it all, they're liar, pants on fire. Okay? You cannot do it all. It's okay. But the month of November is going to be dedicated to cleaning my freaking house. Why? Because the month of October was dedicated to editing my book. Oh my god, I'm so light. There you go. Look how cute. My kids decorated all of that. I just put the bows up. Anyway, happy Halloween. So, why am I telling you all this? I don't know. I guess just to kind of give you a little behind the scenes, and like, you gotta make priorities, and sometimes you prioritize the thing that you love doing that makes you literally no money because it lights your heart on fire. And sometimes you prioritize cleaning the house because it's gross. You gotta get it done. And sometimes you go, you know what, I will do this thing. Right now, like literally all month, I've been cleaning enough dishes to make a meal and then ignoring it as I go back to editing. But we're officially done editing to send it off to my editor. And we hit the deadline. We're ahead of schedule. So today is going to be a chill day. I'm going to focus on getting all my dishes cleaned and like maybe I'll watch like Twilight on my phone or something. And just like give my brain a break because it's been pretty go in terms of editing and really wanting to get it done. Anyway, so this is real life. This is what my life actually looks like. Yeah, and we're good. We're good with it. Eventually, you peeped a little bit. Let me see if I can turn you around real quick and just show you. Ugh, can I? Turn. You see that? Right there? That, what do you call that? Shelving unit? I feel like bookshelf is the wrong word. Like it's not big enough for a bookshelf. Or if it is, it's like you can put like 5 books on it. But that I actually bought for a project that relates to my books, but I haven't actually, like my cousin and I have been talking about it nonstop, and I've obviously been talking to my husband about it, because he's the one I sent a picture of that, and I was like, could you make this, or is it cheaper for me to buy it? And he's like, is it solid wood? I'm like, yeah, it's solid wood, it's $20. He's like, it's way cheaper for you to buy it. I'm like, I will buy it. Anyway, so, I don't want to count my chickens before they've even laid eggs, let alone hatched. So I'm going to keep it a little zip-lipped on that. But once I have more answers and once I have a direction and once I have some confirmation of things, I'll be letting you know as to what the purpose of that is and what the purpose of me picking up all these random teacups at the DI has been. I'm super stoked for it. We'll see how it goes.